Hare Krishna to all dear devotees. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Today I'll start reading. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udhirayet. Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. So today we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 25. Lord Krishna lives Govardhan Hill. Text 1. Sukadev Goswami said, My dear King Parikshit, when Indra understood that his sacrifice has been put aside, he became furious with Nanda Maharaj and the other cowherd men who were accepting Krishna as their Lord. Text 2. Angry Indra Angry Indra sent forth the clouds of the universe, destruction known as Samvartaka. Imagining himself the supreme controller, he spoke as follows. Text 3. Indra said, Just see how these cowherd men living in the forest have become so greatly intoxicated by their pros- prosperity. They have surrendered to an ordinary human being, Krishna, and thus have offended the gods. Text 4. Their taking shelter of Krishna is just like the foolish attempt of the men who abandoned transcendental knowledge of the self and instead tried to cross over the great ocean of the material existence in the false boats of fruitive ritual sacrifice. Text 5. Text 5. These cowherd men have acted uh, inimically towards me by taking shelter of this ordinary human being, Krishna, who thinks himself very wise, but who is simply a foolish, arrogant, over talkative child. Text 6. To the clouds of the destruction, King Indra said, The prosperity of these people has made them mad with the pride and their ignorance to back end up by Krishna. Now go and remove their pride and bring their animals to the destruction. Text 7. I will follow you to Vraja, riding on my elephant Airavata and taking with me the shift and the powerful wind gods to the uh, decremate the cowhead village of Nanda Maharaj. Text 8. Sukadev Goswami said, O Indra, order the clouds of the universe, distinction released ultimately from their bonds, went to the cowhead pastures of Nanda Maharaj. There they began to torment the inhabitants by the powerful pouring down the torrents of the rain upon them. Text 9. Propelled by the fearsome wind gods, the cloud blazed with the lightning bolts and roared with the thunders as they hurled down the hailstones. Text 10. Has the clouds release torrents of the rain as thick as a massive columns. The earth was submerged in the floods and the high grounded clouds no longer being be distinguished from low. Text 11. The cows and the other animals shivering from the excessive rain and wind, and the cowheadmen and the ladies pained by the cold, all approached Lord Govinda for shelter. Text 12. Trembling by the distress brought about by the severe rainfall and trying to cover their heads and calves with their own bodies, the cows approached the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Text 13. The cowherd men and women addressed the Lord, Krishna, Krishna, O most fortunate one, please deliver the cows from the wrath of Indra. O Lord, you are so affectionate to your devotees. Please save us also. Text 14. Seeing the inhabitants of his Gokula rendered practically unconsciousness by the onslaught of the hail and the blasting wind, the Supreme Lord Hari understood that this was the work of an angry Indra. Text 15. Sri Krishna said to himself, because we have stopped his sacrifice. Indra has caused this unusually fierce, unseasonable rain together with the terrible winds and the hails. Text 16. By my mystic power, I will completely counteract this disturbance caused by Indra. Demigods like Indra are proud of their opulence, and out of the foolishness they falsely consider themselves the Lord of the universe. I will now destroy such ignorance. Thank you so much, everybody. Hare Krishna, Sri Krishna Das Prabhuji. Please accept our humble obeisances. All goes to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Please take over the call, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Radharani Mataji, for reading Srimad Bhagavatam today. Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nandagopakumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha Vairagya Vidya Nija Bhakti Yogam Sikshashtamekam Purusha Puranam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Sariradari Kripambudirtamaham Prapadye Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Vakam karoti vachalam pangum langete girim yatkrupa tamaham mande Shri Gurum Dinatarinam Shri Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. So, today we are seeing this beautiful section where Lord Krishna is lifting Govardhan Hill to protect the Vrajavasis. So, in the previous chapter, we have seen how Nanda Maharaj was preparing for the sacrifice, just like they do every year. They do this Indra Yagya. So, they were doing elaborate preparations, and by Krishna's Krishna is actually the loving, not only uh, Nanda Maharaj's very loving child, but he's also very much adorned by all of the Vrajavasis and everyone. So he was basically, when he was convincing Nanda Maharaj, it was not at all difficult. He was also quoting Karma Mimamsa philosophy, so that ultimately the Vaishyas, they depend on the cows, they depend on the Vaishyas. Mostly they try to live close to forest and close to mountains, so where the cows can actually go and tend to the grass, they can graze. So, so very easily Krishna was able to convince Nanda Maharaj and also the priest and everyone so to worship the Govardhan hill and the cows. So, so Krishna was giving many reasons also, and he was, as Vaishyas, we depend on the cows and we depend on Govardhan for uh, main grass, and also we pick the fruits from Govardhan mountain, and there's so many jewels, wonderful. So it looks like Govardhan was supplying with all kinds of necessities, fruits, grass, and wood for their houses, and also it was supplying the fragrant aromas, minerals, and scents, and so many things that the Vaishyas were using. And everyone was agreeing that by Krishna's potency, he was able to convince that let's all offer this sacrifice that was they were preparing for Indra. Instead of Indra, let us all offer this as a sacrifice to Govardhan mountain. So now, so the demigods, the like Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Yagnarthat karmano anyatra lokayam karma bandhanaha tadartam karma kaunteya mukta sangha samacharaha. So everyone has to perform sacrifice. So otherwise, the world in that we actually become bonded by that karmic reactions activities. So, but then when we perform the activity, it has to be performed as a sacrifice, as an offering to Lord Vishnu, Lord Krishna. So in this case, the Vrajavasis were performing the Indra Yajna every year as a matter of offering respects to Indra as an offering back. So they were receiving something from Indra and they want to offer something back. So here Krishna also mentioned about there is no separate yajnas mentioned. It's in the Vedas for demigods. Only Vishnu has to be offered. So like that, Krishna was mentioning several reasons, and one of the reason, whenever the sacrifice is performed, to get something back, as opposed to offering as a sacrifice to Vishnu, we accumulate reactions, piety, good karma or bad karma, which is basically a karma bandhanaha, which is basically a bondage. So, which can give us another birth like that. So, obviously, Krishna is in his pastimes, he is teaching us how to become pure and offer all the sacrifices for the pleasure of Lord Krishna, Lord Vishnu, so that we become free from the bondage of karmic reactions. So, indirectly, Krishna is also basically anugrahami. So he's also um, giving Indra a chance to rectify his pride, and Krishna is favoring, by giving his mercy, is also favoring Indra indirectly in this pastimes. So in this chapter, in the previous chapter, we saw how Lord Krishna inspired all of the Vrajavasis to offer all the sacrifice offerings to Govardhan. And when Krishna also appeared in the huge form of the mountain, and Krishna also actually, in his huge voice, he accepted the offering, and the Vrajavasis were very happy. So indirectly, he was saying, you offered so many times to Indra, but he never personally appeared, and he actually accepted. But see, now this time everything was successful. Your offering was accepted by Govardhan. So Govardhan is non-different from Krishna. He appeared and he spoke to the Vrajavasis, who are all very happy. So now Sukadeva Goswami is elaborating further. Uh, when Indra was actually understood that his sacrifice that generally was done by Vrajavasis every year, now this year it's not happening, and he become very angry. So he become very furious. So starting from this chapter 25. So when Indra's become very furious, he forgets everything, and because of the he's assuming, or he is considering himself as Isha, controller, and Isha Manina, like he is also, basically thinking himself the supreme controller and trying to make decisions even against his own nature of goodness. So the people in the mode of goodness, they do not destroy for the sake of pride, for the sake of just the instincts caused by disrespect and pride. This is not something the demigods would do normally. But Indra was so much intoxicated by his pride. So now he's displaying all this mood and attitudes. So here Sukadeva Goswami is elaborating. Now, when Indra understood, he was become very furious. He was completely intoxicated now. He was very furious, and he was considering how to completely destroy, which is very, very dangerous. Like we all know how cows are very sacred. Gohatya is the biggest sin. So Indra understands all this, but now he's completely blinded by the false pride. So here it said, Ghanam Samvartakam Nama Meganam Chantakarinam Indra Prachodayat Krodha Vakyam Cha Isha Mani Uttha. So Isha Mani means he is considering himself controller, the supreme controller. And he's calling all the ganas, the ganas who are responsible for different varieties of instructions given by Indra. So there's a particular Gana called Samvartaka. Samvartaka Nam, Mega Nam. So they were a particular responsible for particular kind of clouds which are meant for the ultimate universal destruction. So when the universe gets destroyed, there are different kinds of annihilation actions by fire, by water. So by water, the Samartaka clouds would completely inundate the earth, and then again after that there will be certain rounds of cycles. All that happens during the pralaya time. So now this has been happening untimely. This is not a time of pralaya, but Indra is calling them untimely for a purpose of destroying this village, where the Gokul village where the Vrajavasis were living. So here we can see Aho Sri Madha Mahatmyam. So Sri Madha Mahatmyam. So Indra is thinking that the cowherd men were so rich. They were very opulent. All this cows are producing nice milk. They were with the milk. They were actually getting so many milk products. They were very opulent. Now they got uh, by this opulence, they forgot their duties and they surrendered to just an ordinary child. Krishnam Mratyam Upashritya. So, Mratya means a mortal. Krishna is, he was considering Krishna to be just a mere mortal. They surrendered onto this boy. They've Upashrityam, they've taken shelter. So now I'll show what I'm capable of. This is how the people who are mad, the language of the mad, they always consider it like this. They don't really, he doesn't really understand who's Krishna. And so now he's Indra's thing. This is basically the foolish attempt to take shelter of a small boy. Just like in the Vedic knowledge, he used to say the ocean, the to cross over the ocean of material suffering, we have to take shelter of Parampadam. We have to take shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord. But the whole ocean becomes just a small footprint of a calf. If you take shelter of the Lord, you can easily cross over. But if you take, shelter of something like a uh, small boat, in the big ocean, small boat, it really doesn't help you. So, like that, Indra was quoting this example of, these foolish people are trying to abandon transcendental knowledge of self. He is considering that worshipping Indra is part of the transcendental knowledge, and they are actually abandoning this, and they are taking just shelter of this false boat of fruitive ritual sacrifices. So now here there are several words Indra is using to criticize Krishna, but then Vishwanath, the Sridhar Swami, in his commentary, he actually says these are all indirectly praising Krishna of his transcendental qualities. So he's saying, Vachalam balishtam stabdham agnyam pandita maninam krishnam mratyam upashritya gopame chakshur apriyam. So Vachala means Krishna is very talkative. Krishna, he spoke so many things, karma mimamsa philosophy, so many philosophy, and he was very arrogant, and then he was posing himself like a Pandita Maninam, and he was, he's Martyam means a mortal human being. These cowhead boys have taken shelter of him. So Indra wanted to basically rebuke, but Sridhar Swami says Mother Goddess Saraswati is actually wanted to praise Krishna. So here, Vachalam is one who actually can speak Vedic literature very eloquently, and one who is Balisha means a child. Child is normally free from any pretension. They just speak their heart. So Krishna is just speaking his heart, and Stabda means he doesn't bow down to anyone. That's actually true because Krishna is the supreme controller. He doesn't have anyone who is below him that he has to bow down. But out of love, he actually bows down. That's different. But he is the supreme controller, and he's also omniscient. Pandita Maninam is another meaning that he's the Panditas consider him. He is the knower of absolute truth. He is, he is the supreme absolute truth. He knows all the transcendental knowledge. So and then Martyam, another meaning here is he is basically absolute truth. But still he appears as a human being just because to have love and affection with his devotees. So, like that, all these words used by Indra is indirectly Sridhar Swami is saying Mother Saraswati wanted to praise Krishna. So, so Indra now he sent the Samarthaka clouds, and then the Samarthaka clouds started, pouring the rain over the Gokul. Now, all of the Indra personally, actually, he was so much so, his ego was hurt that he said, I will personally, Aham Chairavatam Nagam. So I'll also come in Airavata. Along with all this Marud Ganas and Maha, they have to come, and then we will completely destroy the Vraja. So like that, Indra was so much overtaken by this mood of anger. Now, upon the orders of Indra, all this Maga, like all these universal destructive clouds, started appearing in the Vraja, and they started pouring the torments of rain. So now we can see how the Brajavasis were so much in love and affection to Krishna. As soon as they started feeling inconvenience, they actually took shelter of Krishna. So here, when the clouds started pouring, it was like not just ordinary hailstones. The columns of water. All of this destruction is happening. It was mentioned that stuna stula varsha dhara. So like it was like the clouds were so massive, they were like columns of pillars. So immediately all of the low-lying areas were filled up. The cows, animals are all suffering. The cowherd man was suffering. So now at this time, the cowherd men and the Brajavasis, they're all taken shelter of Krishna. So Krishna Krishna Mahabhaga Tvannatam Gokulam Prabhu Tratum Arhasi Devana Kupidat Bhakta Vatsalaha. So they're praying to Krishna, so they understood Krishna is the only person they can now save, and now they are praying, Oh Govinda, oh Lord, please help us. So this is the mood that several devotees have, exalted devotees have actually exhibited. Just like in the Mahabharata, also Uttara also similarly, she also exhibits a similar mood. Pahi Pahi Mahayogin Deva Deva Jagatpate. She also prays to Krishna. So like this, the Brajavarasis, they're praying to Krishna with the mood of extreme humility and trying to ask for help. So now in the Gokul, practically, they were completely inundated, and practically the um, Lord Krishna understood that this is basically Indra is doing all this. Kupi Indra Kritam Hari. So um, now it says Lord Hari understood. So it doesn't say Krishna Lord Hari, because now Krishna is trying to bring his opulence, bring his protective power. As in Bhakta Vatsala, he's trying to protect the devotees. So now going forward, so now here it's mentioned that Krishna is also considering, he's also here Sukadeva Goswami is saying in such a way that Krishna is also thinking all this, and he is contemplating that now I will display my Atma Yogena Sadhya. I will display my the yogic mystic power. And Indra is so proud of his opulence. Now I will protect all the devotees. So Danishya Sri Madam Tamaha. So now he is saying, I will destroy the pride of opulence that Indra has. So now here we can see that even Kunti Maharani also, she says, Namo Akinchana Vittaya Nivrita Gunavrittaya Atma Ramaya Santaya Kaivalya Pataya Namaha. So now here, so Krishna is Bhakta Vakshala. He is also, he's always protects his devotees. But in order to increase their love and affection and give shelter, now the Vrajavasis have no other shelter to go except Lord Krishna. So this is how the Lord tries to play with his devotees sometimes. So just like the father and mother, they take the child and then they throw and then they catch. So this is a loving affection, and the Vrajavasis are in so much extreme difficulty. Now Krishna wanted to give them a complete shelter. So now, in the future coming verses, Krishna is going to, so Lord 7 days and 7 nights is going to give full association to the Vrajavasis. Is going to give full association, and they're all personal association, and he's also showing his mystic power, opulence, and he's lifting the Govardhan hill just with his pinky finger, and all of this to just to one aspect of his reciprocation of love and affection. There's so much pastimes, but the essence is, he wanted to reciprocate the love and affection to his devotees. At the same time, he's giving mercy to Indra also, Anugrahami. So he's also giving mercy. He's removing the pride from Lord Indra. So the demigods, like I said, the demigods are supposed to be in the mode of pure goodness. So that way they don't really take decisions based on the pride, anger, and all that. But here Indra was completely intoxicated. So Krishna wanted to create this whole pastime so that there are several things when Krishna does something, is there's so many things happens. So the lot of many activities are performed just by one activity of Krishna. So in this Leela, Krishna is giving mercy to Indra. He is also showing that he loves the Vrajavasis and the cows so much. He also wanted to give his association to all the Vrajavasis, continuously for 7 days. So like that, so many things Krishna is also teaching how we should not surrender to, uh, we should not offer to demigods. We should actually offer all the sacrifices to Vishnu, so that we become not entangled with the karma bandhanaha, the fruitive cycle of the actions and reactions. So, like that, Krishna is teaching many aspects through this one pastime. So here in the last verse for today, in the verse number 16, so he's saying Lokesha Manina Maudhyayat. So those people, Loka Isha, so the Indra is considering himself to be the controller of the whole world. So, and then Manina means falsely he is thinking. So now Krishna is saying that by my mystic potency, I will destroy this false thinking of Indra, of such ignorance, tamaha. So he's using the word tamaha, which is exactly opposite to sattva. So Hare Krishna. This concludes the last verse for today. Thank you very much, devotees. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vranda ki jai. Vancha kalpadrubhyasya kripa sindhu pyaye vachaha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Ram, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So well said. Thank you, Prabhu.